The social nature of humanity is undoubtedly one of the most obvious traits. Let's begin with altruism. There's a common and somewhat intuitive belief that one of the key differences between humans and other animals is that humans have emotions. Because of our emotions, we understand the feelings of others in society. It's because of altruistic behavior that we're able to cooperate more effectively with one another, forming a strong species. As a result, many people believe that because human societies exhibits obviously altruistic behavior, while animals like birds and beasts act solely for their own survival and reproduction, humans possesses a soul and are thus a higher form of life. This belief leads to many supernatural concepts about the origin of human being more widely accepted. Most people are unwilling to believe in them. But can this seemingly miraculous altruistic behavior be explained from an evolutionary perspective? In fact, rather than focusing on how to explain altruism, it might be more fruitful to question whether true altruism exists at all. From the perspectives of the gene survival rates, all biological traits that emerge due to mutations and spread rapidly within the population must first benefit the survival and reproduction of the individual. The individual then completes to expand the frequency of the gene in the population. This idea aligns with the concept of evolution acting at the population level rather than individuals. Altruistic behavior is certainly beneficial for the entire group. Helping each other and working together to ward off external threats makes the population stronger. But imagine if a population generally exhibits altruistic behavior, and within that population, a selfish individual emerges due to mutation. This individual will benefit from the help of others without having to bear the risk involved in defending against external threats. The selfish individual will thus have a higher probability of survival and reproduction compared to those exhibiting altruistic behavior. Therefore, selfish genes will gradually replace altruistic ones. So the evolutionary benefit to the group does not necessarily lead to the continuation of altruistic traits, because the unit of evolution is the individual, not the group. From this individual perspective, true altruistic genes will not exist. What appears to be altruistic behavior is in fact simply disguised self-interest. But how then do we explain phenomena such as care, empathy, and compassion among social members? Due to the gene survival rate, altruism is easily understood within the familiar relationships, such as material love or filial piety, because these behaviors promote the continuation of shared genes. But what about non-family members? Helping others does not directly increase one's own genetic fitness. However, in a society context, it's easy to imagine that one individual who is constantly selfish and harmful to others should threaten the survival of the group. For example, if a person constantly steals food from others and engages in secret affairs, actions that may seem beneficial to the individual's survival and reproduction could provoke strong resistance from the group. How long could such a purely selfish individual survive in a cooperative social environment? Such selfish behavior could, in fact, have the opposite effect on survival and reproduction in a social setting. In a group, the genes that promote cooperation and empathy among members are naturally stronger, and mutations can give rise to individuals who feel the same way towards non-family members. These individuals, at least, will cause less harm to others and create fewer social conflicts. As a result, their cooperation with others in activities like hunting or defending against external threats will go much more smoothly. This cooperative behavior can then help spread these genes, giving them a reproductive advantage. Thus, actions that seem altruistic, like acts of kindness, are actually driven by the self-interest of receiving positive feedback and recognition. The brain responds to this feedback with feelings of pleasure and rewards those behaviors that increase social cooperation, further reinforcing them. You can think of it this way: what really gives us pleasure is not helping others, but seeing their positive response to our assistance. If someone reacts coldly to our help, we might feel anger instead. If we were to continue helping someone despite receiving no recognition or gratitude, then that will truly be altruistic behavior. But this kind of pure altruistic rarely exists in practical because of the selfish logical inherent in our evolution. This is why, in our daily lives, a emotions like friendship and love require mutual effort and balance. If one person constantly gives without receiving or constantly takes without giving, these behaviors are rooted in self-interest, which is also the biological basis of many religious teachings that encourage selfless acts, promising rewards in the afterlife. Thus, what appears to be altruistic behavior is often self-interested. Once these behaviors are reflected in societal values, charitable actions, too, are often motivated by the desire for social recognition, which still serves a self-interested purpose. That's why when corporate leaders talk about values or dedication to their employees, it can often be met with skepticism. Our society is a result of behavioral competition, and it is thanks to the evolved social capacities of the brain that humans have developed a vast network of cooperation, where personal interests ultimately guide our actions. This ability has enabled humans to surpass their physical limitations and become highly adaptable, powerful creatures. Back at the beginning of social living, early humans were not particularly fast runners, and their endurance did not compensate for their lack of speed in short bursts. When humans first arrived on the African Sahara, they were probably low in the food chain. Early humans could eat almost all the plants on the Sahara, which left unique carbon isotope signatures in their bodies. Signatures also found in the teeth of the saber-toothed tigers and hangings from that time. In other words, for millions of years, humans were prey for larger carnivores. However, as their brain capacity grew and social behaviors evolved, early humans began to cooperate more concisely. Without this social connection, early primates have simply fed when threatened. After the emergencies of upright walking humans, they likely received help from other group members in the time of danger. This social cooperation was critical for early human survival, and it was reinforced by the development of larger groups and greater social coordination. These larger groups enabled early humans to hunt cooperatively, fend off predators, and adapt to their environment more effectively. At this stage, early humans became true explorers. With their superior vision, environmental awareness, and energy-efficient upright posture, they could travel further, leaving behind the familiar surroundings and venturing into new territories. This allowed humans to discover new habitats and eventually migrate across the globe. Migration wasn't driven by a grand ambition to conquer the world, but by simply desire to find better living conditions within their home range. For example, if a group of early humans in North Africa migrated 100 kilometers east every 40 years, they would eventually reach China in about 10,000 years. In fact, after about 100,000 years of migration, groups of Homo erectus appeared in China, such as the Yunmu and the Peking Man, which lived around 70,000 and 200,000 years ago. Nonetheless, modern humans are not directly descendants of these populations, as genetic analysis suggests that Homo Sapiens originated in Africa about 200,000 years ago and later spread across the globe, displacing other human species, including the Neanderthals. The origin of Homo sapiens' success are complex and interwoven with competition, adaptation, and the evolution of social cooperation. The next part of the story will dive into the detailed evolution of Homo sapiens and their interactions with other species. As we continue to investigate human evolution, we must remember that many scientific ideas are still subject to ongoing debate and exploration. But while controversies remain, it is the continuous quest for knowledge that allows us to improve our understanding of life, evolution, and our place in the world.